Château Margaux, one of the most iconic names in the world of wine. This legendary estate on the left bank of Bordeaux, France, has produced some of the finest wines for centuries. But what makes Château Margaux so special? Welcome to Fine Wines, where we explore the stories behind the world's most famous wines. Today, we dive into the history, production, and legacy of Château Margaux, which has captivated wine lovers for generations. Château Margaux's story begins in the 12th century on land known as La Motte de Margaux, which means the Mound of Margaux. Initially home to a fortified castle, this elevated site became a significant wine estate. In the 1570s, Pierre de l'Estornac transformed Château Margaux by replacing grain fields with vineyards to capitalize on the growing demand for high-quality wine. By the early 1700s, the estate had grown to 265 hectares, almost the same size today. During this period, the estate started making the rich, complex wines we know now. The estate manager Berlin improved winemaking by stopping the practice of harvesting grapes early in the morning to avoid dew, which could dilute the wine. Château Margaux's reputation continued to grow. In 1771, it was first sold at Christie's auction house. In 1787, during his visit to Bordeaux, Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, named Château Margaux as one of the 4 vineyards of first quality. During the French Revolution, Château Margaux went through a tough time. The owner, Élie du Barry, was executed by guillotine, and the government took over the estate. It passed through several owners until 1802, when the Marquis de la Colonille bought it. He wanted to restore its glory, so he hired architect Louis Combes to design a new mansion in the grand First Empire style. By 1812, the stunning new chateau was completed, marking a fresh start and highlighting the estate's elegance and prestige. In 1835, Château Margaux was purchased by Spanish banker Alejandro María Aguado. Under his ownership, the estate flourished and became even more renowned. However, like much of Europe, Château Margaux faced significant challenges during World War I and II. The wars brought economic difficulties, with a sharp drop in the demand for luxury goods like fine wine and labor shortages as workers were called to serve in the military. The vineyards suffered from neglect, and during World War II, the estate was even requisitioned by German forces, further disrupting its operations. In 1925, Bordeaux wine merchant Fernand Ginestez acquired large portions of Château Margaux. The estate remained in the family, and in 1949, after the turmoil of World War II, Fernand's son, Pierre Ginestez, took full ownership. The 1970s were tough for Bordeaux. The wine market crashed in 1973, forcing the Ginestez family to sell Château Margaux. The French government blocked an American company from buying the estate, calling it a national treasure. In 1976, Greek businessman Mentzelopoulos purchased it for 72 million francs, about $16 million. After André's death in 1980, his daughter Corinne took over. Though new to winemaking, she revitalized Château Margaux, restoring its prestige. In 2023, she passed leadership to her children, Alexis and Alexandra, ensuring the estate remained in the family. Château Margaux produces 4 main wines: Château Margaux, Pavillon Rouge du Château Margaux, Pavillon Blanc du Château Margaux, Margaux du Château Margaux, Château Margaux Grand Vin. Flagship wine. Vintages 1900, 1928, 1982, and 2015 are particularly celebrated and can sell for tens of thousands of dollars per bottle. Pavillon Rouge du Château Margaux, the second wine, priced between $200 and $500. Notable vintages include 2009 and 2010. Pavillon Blanc du Château Margaux, a rare white wine made entirely from Sauvignon Blanc, priced around $100 to $300. The 2013 and 2016 vintages are especially well regarded. Margaux du Château Margaux, the third wine, ranges from $70 to $200. Recent vintages like 2009 and 2015 have been particularly praised. World's top wine critics compliment Château Margaux. Robert Parker, a well-known wine expert, called the 2009 vintage one of the greatest Margaux wines ever, noting its perfect balance and rich flavors. Jancis Robinson, another respected critic, often highlights Château Margaux for its elegance and power, especially in the 2010 vintage, which she praised for its refined structure. Wine Spectator also gave the 2015 vintage a near-perfect score for its complexity. With a history of exceptional vintages, Château Margaux is truly a symbol of excellence in the wine world. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please subscribe for more insights into the world's most famous wines.